So now we have, if you were to look, why is there two of them? Oh, that's an old one. Okay. Now you would look that we have this functions and it's loading in our Bootstrap and Google Fonts and all this other business. So now what I'm just going to show you how I want you, for the last part of this step, is basically just to kind of make a mock page, just so you can use that later on just as a guide for the other pages. Okay, so because this is obviously going to be the home page. So what you're going to do is in your index, get rid of this dumb thing we did before, right? So we'll just do the PHP. You can leave that up there. And then you're just literally going to write it like it's HTML. Okay, so even if you want to use WordPress, like write it, or not WordPress, use Dreamweaver, write it out in there, and then bring it in here afterwards. That's totally a possibility. So literally I'm going to do a div class equals quotes. And then you got to remember it's container fluid, so we'll do container. I'm just going to do container for all of it because I don't feel like going through the whole thing. And then we'll close our class, div, like so. And actually, let's go ahead and do the rest of it too. So let's do doctype, or sorry, I got to do exclamation point first. Exclamation doctype, HTML. And then we do the head and the head, close, and head. And then the body, and then we'll close the body down here. Body. Okay, like body. There we go. And let's save that. Okay, so we do div class container, right? So everything goes in the container, and then we do rows and columns, okay? So I'm just going to do div class equals, we'll do row, okay? Why are you no close for me? There we go. Let's tab that in, good, row, and then inside the row is however many columns. So I'm picturing there's just going to be a menu there, so I'm just going to do a div class equals, and we'll just say that it's a column dash 12. Oops, because it's always going to be 12, so I'm not going to worry myself too much about it not being. So we'll do this actually dash sm dash 12. That way it's a little bit easier to understand. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do the title of what I want it to be. So it's just going to be an H1, and I'll just say Cone's Sweet Site. Okay, H1. Good. Okay, so there's that. So that's one row. I'm just gonna, and then I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Oops, actually, did I not close that row? Because there's the end of that. I hope that row's not closed. Div. There we go. So make sure that everything's tabbed accordingly. So if I select this one, see how it highlights that one. This one highlights that one, and this one goes to that one. All right. I'll just do another one. So we're going to do another div class. Oops. Damn it. I mean, darn it. Quotes row. So do another row. Oops. Okay. Stupid things always trying to go in that way. And then we'll do another div. Oops. Div class. And then we'll do column dash, and let's do, just to make things, we'll do two of them. Okay, I just want to show you how this works. SM dash, so we'll do 6. Okay. Or actually, you know, yeah, we'll do 6. And then we'll close that div, and then it's gonna tab over automatically, which is annoying. And then I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, Control or Command C, and enter Command V, and then inside of the one, we'll just go ahead and do, like, let's say an H2. This is a subtitle. H2, and then we'll do another one. H2. This is also a subtitle. H2. Okay. So if you look, you'll see that basically we've got this kind of working, right? So I'm just going to save it. And now if I go in here and I hit refresh, you'll see that this is indeed a full span, and then these are not. Okay. So you might be like, oh, I want that H1 to be centered. So what I could do is just in my style sheet, just like you normally do, I could take, I could go in, not in here, sorry. I could go in here and maybe add a class to this. So we'll call it like, or an ID, either way. I'm just do class though. Class equals, okay. Try that again. Class equals quotes, and we'll just say, you know, main title or something, right? So I'm just going to copy that. And then over here, I'm just going to go ahead and do dot main title. And then I'll just do text align. And I'll do center. Oops. Center. And we'll just make sure you save that. I'm hitting Control S each time. And then if I go up here, see, nothing happened. So make sure I type that correctly. Main title. So let's do this, and then also H1, just to make sure, and hit refresh. And I might not have saved this one. Control S. Let's try it now. Ah, why are you not working? Let's see, H1 class main title. Looks right. Dot main title. No. I'm not sure. Let's try just doing it to an H1 and see what happens. Okay, well, there you go. Anyway, I gotta select it obviously a little bit better, but you can see that then you can add that. So then you can have 2 chunks and so on and so forth. And what I want you to do is basically try to lay this out. Now you might run into a couple of issues where you want to put a picture in, right? So let's say I do another one of these, and I'm just going to copy this and just say that after these two I want to do a single picture. Okay, so if you want to put pictures in, it's going to be a little bit tougher, but this is what you would do. So we're going to take this out. I should take this H1 out altogether. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to, let's see, you're going to need a picture first. So I'm just going to go over here, and I got this carousel placeholder. I'm just going to use that, okay? So what you want to do is make an images folder. So I'm just going to copy this whole images folder. And then in your theme folder, not this one, local sites, there we go, app, public, content, themes. In your themes folder, make a folder called images, and then in that folder put your picture, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this whole thing, Command C or Control C, so that way I have the name. And then basically to make it work, what you're going to want to do is put in a bit of code. So let me see, like this. So go here, and then right here we would go ahead and do this. So we would do IMG, right, and then src equals quotes. Now, we can't just put in our normal thing there. So we're actually going to have to bonk into PHP. So I'm going to go boom, PHP. And then we're going to tell it to go echo get theme file underscore URI quotes, and then close out of that. But the thing we need is images / and then the name of the image, like so. Ugh, things like locking up on me. Okay, where are we at here? Okay, so Just want to make sure I got this. So URI, and then we got to do a single quote here, and a single quote here, and this needs a / like so. So PHP echo blah, 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 blah. Save that, and then theoretically there it is. Okay, so it's kind of a weird bit of code. Let me back this up so you can actually see it. Okay, there we go. Is that the whole thing? Oops, I got an extra piece of something. Wait, no. Oh, I know why, because I never closed it. There we go. That should work, I think, now. Okay, so basically we write out the HTML, or yeah, the HTML like you normally would, right? So image source and then quotes, and then you do the end quote and then the end of the image right here, okay? But then there's this basically this piece of PHP that's going inside instead of your normal path, okay? And what you do is you write the PHP echo, which means print to screen, and it's going to print to screen, and basically what's going to do is it's going to write what this thing makes inside of there. So that's what echo does. And then it says get theme file URI, and then it's going to look for this right here that you put inside of there. Those are the arguments you're passing, and then that will pop up. Okay, so if you want to put an image in there, that's how you have to do it. It's kind of cumbersome. But what I would even tell you to do is like have one picture, and then you can just copy and paste this for each time you want to put a picture in, just so you don't have to worry about trying to link a bunch of pictures, because eventually we'll change some of these anyway. Okay. So Control S, and you should be able to get a sort of page. So what I want you to do after that is just to get a rough like home page. It should be very simple, usually like just one big picture, maybe like a title up here, like one big picture. Put just like a mock nav bar. I'll show you how to make a nav bar later. And that would be basically it. So just a real simple little thing, and then from there afterwards we will build up the rest of it. But that we have something to kind of start with so we can see that it's working. But I know this week's a bit complicated, but this is probably the worst of it. So good luck.